Hello everybody, and welcome back to Exploration Mode, where this time we are taking a look at an early access title called Taste of Power. My understanding is that this is an RTS, and based on the screenshots, it looks kind of like what you would see if, say, Age of Empires met Total War. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I am a little bit concerned about the presentation thus far. I clicked around a little bit. There's some interesting things in here, like in the options menu. I mean, music and sound sliders are relatively standard. Quality high VSync. It appears to be in full screen windowed mode or borderless mode just by default. There's definitely some sound level issues because I'm constantly adjusting this every time a new track comes on, but it is early access, so I'll cut them some slack for that. Now, the weirdest thing that I've found in here so far is this: keyboard sensitivity. That's the only control option, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it. What is keyboard sensitivity? Is that like WASD scrolling for like camera panning? I have no idea. It's very unclear. And then there's game tips in the options, which is a little odd. Now, a lot of these tips, it's pretty obvious that they were written by a non-native English speaker. Like, for example, change of the rally point. I mean, it makes sense, but that's one of those things that they might want to clean up. The other thing that I was noticing in the unit's review is that relative to everything else, the grass seems really tall and sparse. I don't know, that's just something they could maybe address. But things seem to be in this squad-based thing. There are 3 factions. From what I can tell, they appear to be kind of like Age of Empires style reskins of each other, with a couple of minor differences. I'm not 100% sure that they're reskins. I haven't looked at this too closely. However, this is an alternative history of the Middle Ages in the beginning of the 15th century. So there is some gunpowder in it, and there is also some like legacy bowmen and such. So you've got like your bowmen here. You've also got, I think these guys. No, who was it? Well, here's a cannon. There's also these guys. They've got guns. So there's both guns and older units. There's also techs in here. So you've got like your melee techs, your light armor, heavy armor, range, etc., etc. And that's different for each of the factions. But the factions appear to be substantially similar to each other, so I believe that it is closer to an Age of Empires situation than it is to a StarCraft situation with regards to the factions, where they are mostly reskins of each other with a couple of unique differences. Like, for example, there are these chariot dudes for the Chinese Empire, but they are essentially just Cossacks for the Europeans. And also the 3 factions are Europeans, Chinese, and Timurids, which is essentially Middle East, Asia, and Europe. So one of the things they said was coming in the full version of the game, which is supposed to be due out on, August 27th, which is only a little over a month away. I hope they have a lot of changes. I haven't tried the gameplay. That might be great, but I hope they have some changes for these presentation issues that I've got here. I think I lost my train of thought, though. Let me think here. Let's see. I was going to say something regarding the presentation, I think. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say that when the game comes out, according to the email that I got, a couple of major things that they're going to be adding is a campaign mode, as well as multiplayer, which the early access version that I have here doesn't currently have. But let's just go ahead and dive into the single play, whatever that is. Let's see, Art of War, more about the tactics and strategy in the game. Actually, I feel like that would be good to introduce us to how this game plays, which is mostly what we're interested in. Here you will get to know more about the tactics and strategy in the game, strengths and weaknesses of the troops, maneuvering armies, the influence of technologies, and features of economic development. We recommend to familiarize with it in order to have an opportunity to win brutal AI. Yeah, they probably want to address that. Okay, so there's a fair number of these. We'll just start over on the left, which I think is the beginning? Maybe? In this section, you will learn about the abilities of the European forces, as well as the use of their artillery, engineers, and spies. Sounds good. Let's see how this goes. Apparently we are player_301. Oh, no. The AI is player_301. We are beginner.
Greetings to you, Commander. Today you will learn about the taste of power. Let's start with the troops of the European Confederation. Frontier units have the skill Phalanx. After its activation, Frontiers become stronger in melee, but it reduces their movement speed by half.
Okay, that makes sense. So, are these guys the Frontiers, or are these guys the Frontiers? Because neither of them appear to be in a Phalanx to me. I think these guys are supposed to be it. Okay, yeah, this is closer to a Phalanx. That's very reminiscent of Total War style combat, though. Although I expected this to be more of an interactive tutorial. Like how these guys finished up before the guys in Phalanx.
Rangers can create a wall of stakes. If cavalry attacks them while they have raised the stakes, they will incur significant damage. If the cavalry is persistent in pursuing their ill-advised course of attacking your rangers, every attack of the riders will cause themselves additional damage.
Okay, so, I mean, so far we've just been observing special abilities, which is very reminiscent of Total War. So these are the spikes here. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, that's something that exists in Total War.
Templars are a combined unit, consisting of Templars and Crusaders. The Crusaders fight well in melee, especially against armored troops. But if the enemy can kill the Templars, the Crusaders will be destroyed along with them.
Okay. Oh, so the moment the Templars die, all of the Crusaders die. That's a little weird. In fact, that's a lot weird. I mean, for gameplay purposes, I get it, but that's very bizarre, actually.
Goliaths are the artillery of European armies. It has the highest firing distance of all the European arsenal, causes area damage, and has a bonus against heavily armored troops.
Okay. Okay, you can indeed Wazdapan. I like that. Pretty slow firing. Ooh. In that choke point, though, that's really effective. Is there no friendly fire from that? I didn't see any. One more shot should do the trick. I was expecting one to hit over here as well. I think they both hit the same area. Okay, I think there was friendly fire there. That's probably a good thing. I just was hoping that they would shoot at that guy so that I could see if there was friendly fire for sure or not.
The Goliath can build a protective barricade which increases damage resistance from ranged fire by 60%.
Okay, that's actually pretty neat. I like that ability. Still kind of an awkward tutorial, though. So this is just, as far as I can tell, just an introduction to these special abilities. Can we fast forward this at all? Apparently not. I'd like to get to, like, some town building, learning about the economy. That would be nice. Okay. let's go to the next step.
Europeans also have access to the Confederate engineering forces, which can build defensive constructions. At first, you need to activate the outpost construction icon.
Okay, follow the instruction, which is, I think we need to select these. Ah, okay, and then we press F, and they build an outpost right there.
Select 2 squads of troopers. Place
So these
the
two.
cursor on the outpost and click the left mouse button.
The left mouse button, okay, it's a little odd.
The outpost
It's actually
allows
the
up
right
to
mouse
2
button.
squads to be garrisoned inside. After this is done, the garrison squads receive significant protection from the outpost and can attack the enemy with a ranged weapon.
Okay, I like this kind of area denial mechanic. That's pretty neat. Let's go to the next step. But to do that, oh, there we go.
Troops for the Europeans. They are weak in close combat, but they are capable of healing and treating wounds, as well as invoking the true faith power to bolster your troops. Select the squad of priests.
So the voiceover said true faith power, but the text says shield of morality. Wonder which it actually is. It's actually shield of morality.
The chosen group of priests. When invoked, it will raise the combat prowess of allied forces nearby.
So I'm guessing this blue bar is their energy here? It's a little unclear how much energy they have through this interface.
With this advantage bestowed upon your troops, even when outnumbered, they are a formidable.
Oh, I see. It's just a circle around them. That's a little wacky looking, but okay. How do we heal? The G button? Okay. Does it restore dead troops? Wait. Choose the squad for retreatment, huh? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so this is a continuous drain. So we'd want to turn this back off as soon as we finish this. I'm assuming these guys can't fight. Or at least that we don't want them to fight. Actually can fight. Let's go to the next step.
Spies are saboteur specialists within European armies. They are stealthy, invisible infiltrators, and, in addition to this, can reveal invisible troops of the enemy. Sneak undetected into the enemy city with your spy.
Okay, is the enemy city over here? Yes.
Move out!
Oh, we can change their facing like in Total War. I wonder if we have multiple selected, if we can click and drag for the formation like in Total War. That would be cool. I would like that. So these guys are invisible, huh?
One notable aspect of spies is that they can raise a rebellion within an enemy city. To do this, select the agitation icon.
Okay. Allows you to take control of up to 3 enemy houses. In each of the houses under control, you can raise rebellion.
After that, select 3 enemy houses and left-click on them. Awaiting your commands.
Okay. So, do we have to select these houses, or... Okay, we just have to do each individually.
Will be completed.
And then once we have that, then we can call the rebellion.
Congratulations, Commander. You have successfully agitated 3 houses. Now it is time to start a revolt in the enemy city. To do this, press the Raise Rebellion icon. Now all the common plebeians are in arms and fighting their former masters.
I mean, they're probably gonna lose, right? Surely they're not very good at this. We don't actually seem to control them, per se. Yeah. They're just wreaking havoc. Interesting. Also, it's kind of weird that the camera is upside down. There we go. Let's go to the next step. Okay, so that was the features of the European Confederation. Let's go ahead and check out the Chinese Empire. I think we'll have time to get through all of this.
Ravens have an opportunity to activate the smoke fire ability. When utilized, Ravens create a cloud of smoke that reduces all range damage by 70%. It is best used only when in close proximity to the enemy troops to maximize its effectiveness.
Okay. Oh, it constantly moves with them. I see. It's a little odd. I would have expected it to just drop on the ground there and then last a certain amount of time. Interesting. Very interesting indeed, though. I mean, that's useful for killing archers, to be sure.
Avengers can create a wall of shields which provides a protective barrier that
Okay, that cut off abruptly. That reduces ranged attack damage by 60%. But in this mode, the Avengers cannot move. Okay, so... Oh, they put the shields on the ground, I see. That explains a lot. These Cossacks are kind of twitchy. Also, I feel like we would have gotten the point without this squad back here. Yeah, can't really interact with these, like, special ability features.
Ultimatums have a high rate of fire and bonus damage against heavy armor. In addition, they can build a wall of thorns. If the enemy attacks ultimatums, they will receive additional damage each time they attack.
Okay, so these are archers that are specifically designed for defeating heavy infantry. I like it. Kind of arbalestiers. Oh, but they switched over to melee weapons. They're kind of getting wrecked even with the Wall of Thorns. Okay, now the thorns are doing their job. There they go.
The Dominion is a combined squad. It consists of a Mongolian cart which generates units of nomads, who are armed horseback riders. The nomads inflict high damage and are quickly replenished. But if the enemy destroys the cart, all the nomads will die.
Okay, I actually like that a lot. So the cart will constantly produce these horse archers. I mean, I feel like it needs an animation for that, but yeah, I like it. Gives you a bit of a need for micro there.
Hurricane is the artillery of China.
It has an average rate of fire but causes great damage to an area. Avengers are particularly effective when enemy crosses narrow passages.
Avengers are, huh?
As the projectile is very deadly to units within a limited area of fire.
Also, I like your line break. That didn't work. So, the text says that hurricanes are effective, and I believe the text. The voiceover said that Avengers were, but I'm pretty sure that was an error. Okay. That's nice zone denial there. Can we set it up specifically to attack, like, the furthest enemy? Well, let's see what it does for, Oh, you can actually see the arrows replenishing for the Hwacha here. I like it. So you'll be able to see that it's going to start firing momentarily. Okay, surely we're wrecking our own troops here. Right? Let's go to the next step.
The Chinese also have engineers. They are capable of constructing medical tents. Activate the medical tent construction icon.
Okay, so instead of outposts, they can build medical tents.
The The medical tent can turn the tide of battle, even when faced with greater odds.
Which will just periodically heal out here. I think I generally like the outpost better, but this is a bit more of a mobile thing. Oh, it's burning through its energy. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, that was a lot more lerpy than it has been in the past. Camera is a lot more floaty. Interesting. Okay. Well, we won, but that's expected. Let's go to the next step.
Agents are the unique units available to the Chinese. They are invisible. Select them.
So, they're invisible like spies.
Deadly poison traps. To do this, activate the trap icon. Take your agents to the main troops. March!
And then we want to drop the traps. Oh, I see. They instantly drop it where they are.
As you command. After the troops are trapped, they will be poisoned and receive more damage from melee and ranged attacks for 30 seconds, as they become more susceptible to damage. For the duration of the poison's effects, all victims get a red outline. Attack a weakened enemy with tight... Consuls are special troops of China. They can detect invisible enemies. Take consuls to your city and destroy enemy spies.
That's all well and good, but the one thing I was noticing there is the traps don't seem to regenerate, which I don't like. Like, under any circumstances. But it's nice to have detector units. Let's go see what's up here. Presumably spies.
As you command.
Where are those spies at?
Waiting for your
Oh, there they are.
Decimate them.
Be nice if we had a detection radius, but I guess it'll do.
March.
Okay. What else do we have?
Consuls can throw a stun grenade.
Stun grenade. Okay, gotcha.
Activate the stun grenade skill. Place the cursor on the enemy unit and click on it.
It's pretty long range.
Small amounts of damage, but stun enemies within a small radius. Your stunned units will become disorientated and attack much more slowly and clumsily for 30 seconds. In the hands of a smart tactician, the use of stun grenades can debilitate your foes.
Okay. That, stunned them to death. I wasn't expecting it to do damage. Okay, let's head on. Okay, let's check out the Timurids real quick here, and then... Actually, I'm gonna skip the Timurids, just for the sake of time. They, I'm sure, have their own unique things as well, but let's just dive straight into the tech and the economy. And then tactical tips if we have time.
The next important element that determines the mightiest commander is that of technological advantage. Compare how the same military force becomes much more efficient due to the upgrades for their weapons and armor.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, in both cases, our infantry got wrecked. But our archers, I think, are going to be able to carry the day here. Maybe, anyway. Yeah, they'll be fine. Eventually, they'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, I get the point. I just want to, like, know how to build towns and stuff. There we go.
Note that your troops are divided into two types. Warriors with light or heavy armor. Recognizing the difference is important, as each armor type behaves differently.
Okay, good to know.
Take heed that developing technologies cost a lot of time and resources. Therefore, it is recommended to hone your focus and study either light or heavy armor, and focus on technologies that benefit your specific strategy. You can also learn a specialist technology. These technologies only affect specific types of troops, but offer considerable improvement. Consider a few of them.
Some interesting spacing there.
The smoke wall allows the Ravens to impose this smoke screen on Allied forces, which provides protection from ranged attacks. Place the cursor on Allied forces and click on them. Will be completed. Guards are vulnerable to ranged attacks, but due to the smoke screen, they compensate for this shortcoming with the obscuring smoke cover.
Okay, there's some nice synergy there. But again, this isn't really the economy, is it? So I notice that we've got two resources here. We've got commerce, and we've got materials. And this is our housing, presumably.
Personal armor for Imperials as 3+ to the armor in addition to basic upgrades, making Imperials virtually immune to enemy attacks that do not have armor.
I mean, I clicked through it and now I have no idea what's happening.
Yes, General.
Also, this tooltip keeps going away, but there's an event here that I can't read the tooltip for. I mean, the game seems interesting. I still really think that there's some severe presentation issues here that they need to iron out, and I hope they do. I'd like to see a decent RTS come out. And this one has some interesting ideas, to be sure.
True faith allows you to speed up the wound treatment for Crusaders.
Yet this isn't economy, though. This is just going through the upgrades. Like, I want to be building things right now. Atlant's true faith, huh? Okay. Interesting. A lot of these descriptions are unfinished. I mean, a lot of this game is unfinished. It's to be expected. But, I mean, the question is, how old is this build? Because if this is a relatively recent build, and it's coming out of early access in a month, it's not ready to leave early access, in my opinion.
Atraitus are capable of creating traps. Set it by clicking the trap icon. Step back from the bridge.
As you command.
Yeah, come on back here.
Steps on the trap. They will receive notable damage and be crippled in their movement speed.
Oh, and the trap remains. Okay. Interesting.
Attack!
And then we'd want to continue taking out these guys, presumably. There we go.
You can research the Blades of the Jihad upgrade for the Chosen. When researched, Fatalists become even deadlier in close quarters.
Yeah, but these are just the unique upgrades, though.
Your task, Amir. Forward! Hurry up! Your task, Amir. Cut them down!
Okay, this is the military tent here for the Fatalists. I'm guessing this works kind of similarly to the Nomad. It's the theory, anyway. Yeah, the combat reminds me a lot of Total War, actually. But the game itself reminds me a lot of Age of Empires.
You pursue the upgrade modified tear gas grenades for a mod. A grenade can be thrown for a further distance. Activate the mouse cursor and move it to the area near the enemy artillery.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have done damage to the enemy artillery. But the artillery moved into melee range, which is interesting. Very interesting. Okay, what else do we have? Let's head to the economy. Oh yeah, that was under technology, wasn't it?
As soon as you have two cities, trade caravans begin to traverse between them, which brings in additional income. The larger the size of the cities, the higher the revenue will be from trade.
So I was complaining about the not having building in the last one, but that was the tech tutorial. This is the economy tutorial.
But be careful. If a trade caravan is destroyed, then your treasury will lose the revenue, and Commander, it is a sad fact that corruption will begin to develop in your cities over time. With corruption, workers will bring less resources to the treasury as they skim it for their own greed and desires. You can learn about the level of corruption present within a city by hovering over and selecting its icon.
That's a weird mechanic in an RTS.
When it comes to cities, it is not profitable for you to develop and retain only one city for a long time. Empires need to expand into new territories in order to capitalize on its resources. Build more cities and increase your wealth and power.
Okay, that was it? Okay, I guess that was it. So, I am noticing that there are people over here gathering. So, presumably they gather and bring them to, like, workshops to create the materials, and then you, like, tax them for the money or something, and then you use that to develop troops. But I'm still a little bit unclear on how this game actually works. So I'm just going to, we're going a little bit over here, but I'm just going to dive into a skirmish mode really quick. I'm just going to go ahead and do this start. Oh, select the fraction for starting the game. Okay. And we're going to go up against the Chinese, I guess. I'm probably not actually going to fight them. You can try the war game mode. It automates the economy management, the construction, and recruitment of troops. This allows you to focus on strategic planning and warfare. I'm going to play standard mode. I just want to see how the actual construction of stuff works out.
Any button to continue.
Yep. The enemy is actively preparing to attack. We recommend you follow the tips to win. Press to continue. Oh, okay. It is happening. Supply. That's all good. City management. Choose the building of the administrative center. All management of the city is in the command menu. Let's look at the main ones. There are 4 houses in your city. Each house is generated a squad of workers. They need to be sent to collect resources. To do this, click on the economy button. Initially, all your workers are distributed to the construction. You need to distribute at lance workers for gathering of commerce or materials. Okay, so we want to move some into materials and some into commerce. There we go. To get new workers and recruit troops, you need to build a new building. Select the construction block in the command menu. For the emergence of new workers, you need to build new house. We recommend that there be at least 8 houses in the city. Okay, can we rotate it? Oh, Q and E. Got it. So then we could build it, say, here. Commander, I congratulate you on the order of the first building. That's a weird thing to say. You can pause the project by pressing right mouse button, cancel the order by double-clicking the right mouse button, or restore the project by left-clicking on it. Okay. I'm just going to leave it there. Oh, it's facing this way? Hang on. I actually do want to cancel it. Cancel it. Okay. It's awkward that you have to click on the administration center to construct this. I want a middle click to rotate this. It's a little awkward as well. I'm going to place it, yeah, like that. That's the way I want it placed. I wish we could actually see this arrow. That would be nice. Can we... Yeah, we can select it like that with a force group. That's fine. Okay, so the enemy is actively building troops, and soon they will attack your city. For defense, we recommend building a barrack. You need to choose the construction icon. Do I need to? I guess I need to. Order the construction of the barrack. Okay, I think the barrack is facing a direction, but I don't know what Oh, is that the arrow there? I think that might be the arrow. I'm going to place it here. That's right-ish. That is something I wish they would work on, so that you can lay out your buildings a little bit more. However, now that we've kind of seen how that's actually done, I just want to recruit a unit, and then from there... Okay, that's a very different voice actor. But okay, whatever. Okay, and then you just select the barrack and order the first troop. The order of the first troop, specifically. But that was fast. Oh, they're training in the barracks. I gotcha. And they will be finishing up shortly. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop there, now that we've kind of seen how this works. It's kind of a... As far as the city building goes, it's a little on the awkward side because you have to select the administration building up here. But I can kind of see where they're coming from because they want you to build multiple cities in multiple locations. I do like that it's not really focused on resources on the map that are finite like StarCraft is, so you can kind of build a town anywhere-ish. It's kind of an interesting way of doing it anyway. And the combat feels relatively Total War-like to me, which again is interesting. However, we've already gone over about 6 minutes what I planned to do here, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. The game is currently available in early access on Steam for $14.99 if you are interested, and they do say that when it leaves early access it might go up to $20. It might, they're not very specific on that. So yeah, if you're interested, you can pick it up on Steam, and I'll leave the link in the description. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.